Welcome to Mob Neighbor, where we serve you with authentic news, stories, documentaries, updates, and Martin-style insights on our society and the larger world, and more importantly, about places that fall under the radar of the mainstream media machinery. We invite you to embark on this exciting journey of enlightenment with us. Mob Neighbor, your vehicle of enlightenment.
After participating in the Eid-el-Kabir prayers at Dodan Barracks in Ikoyi, Niger State, Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emphasized the importance of compassion, national unity, and selflessness during the festive period. He called on Nigerians to reflect the spirit of the season by supporting the vulnerable and caring for their neighbors. He encouraged citizens to foster love and unity in their communities, reminding them that mutual support and generosity are essential values, especially in times of celebration and sacrifice. The president also highlighted the ongoing efforts of Nigeria's armed forces, urging prayers and continued support for troops who are working under difficult conditions to maintain peace and security in the country. He acknowledged the significance of their sacrifice and asked citizens to remain law-abiding and grateful.
Well, as we make sacrifice, we should remember to pray and give to those who are very vulnerable. In the spirit of peace, must come together, be one another's brother's keeper, give your neighbors, love everyone equally. We must pray hard for our troops who are keeping us safe, making the sacrifices in the challenges that we face in terrorism and banditry today. We must pray for them specifically, and we must remember their sacrifices and continue to be of good behavior.
Meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had earlier extended his heartfelt congratulations to the Muslim faithful across the country and the global Ummah. He reminded the nation that Eid-el-Kabir was not merely a time for festivities, but a sacred moment represented the peak of the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, a spiritual significant period filled with opportunities for worship and good deeds. He noted that this was a time to express gratitude to Almighty Allah for His endless mercies, both on individuals and on the nation as a whole. The president emphasized that the essence of Eid ran deeper than the celebration. He reflected on the festival's core values, including sacrifice, devotion, and selflessness. He urged Nigerians to draw inspiration from Prophet Ibrahim, who exemplified total submission to Allah's will, and from the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, who lived a life of compassion, humility, and faith. He encouraged all citizens to renew their commitment to these values, not only as a religious obligation but as moral principles needed to strengthen the fabric of the nation. President Tinubu also spoke about the country's broader responsibilities. He highlighted the need for resilience, tolerance, compassion, and collective commitment to national progress. He restated his dedication to these values and acknowledged the patience and perseverance that Nigerians had shown during the process of national reform. He admitted that the journey had been far from easy and recognized that many had questioned the direction the country was heading, yet he expressed confidence that the courage and commitment displayed by leaders in both the public and private sectors, along with the support of most Nigerians, were beginning to yield results. He assured the nation that the most difficult stages were already behind, and that the country was now moving into a season of renewed hope and prosperity. This as promised by 2 years prior. While acknowledging that Nigeria had not yet fully reached its desired destination, he urged citizens to remain hopeful and committed. He said the reforms his administration had implemented were beginning to take effect, with key economic indicators showing positive movements. He expressed optimism that soon Nigerians would begin to experience real improvements in their daily life. Importantly, President Tinubu clarified that the ultimate aim of these reforms was not just to improve numbers on paper, but to create meaningful changes that could uplift lives and ensure long-term development. He acknowledged that there were no shortcuts fixing the economy, but he promised that his administration would continue to act in the nation's best interest to ensure the benefits of reform were widely felt. He pointed to the renewed hope agenda as the guiding vision for Nigeria's future, a plan intended to deliver prosperity across all regions and communities, and affirmed his commitment to its successful execution. As part of his message, he urged Nigerians to hold the spirit of love, generosity, and compassion that the festival promotes. He encouraged everyone to look after one another, to support the vulnerable, and to care for their communities regardless of religious or ethnic background. He then addressed the recent tragedy, the heavy flooding that occurred in Mokwa, Niger State, on Wednesday, May 28. He expressed sorrow over the lives lost and the devastation caused, and called on fellow Nigerians to pray for the victims and their families. He also encouraged public support and cooperation with government efforts to provide relief to those affected. As he concluded his message, President Tinubu called for continuous prayers for the nation, its leaders, and especially for the frontline officers who put their lives on the line to keep the country safe. He reminded Nigerians of the importance of praying for peace in a world marked by unrest and uncertainty, and encouraged them to seek divine guidance for the nation's future. He called on the privileged to remember those in need and to act with kindness, loyalty, and shared humanity. These virtues are said were what held the nation together through challenging times. Finally, President Tinubu prayed that the joy and blessings of Eid-el-Kabir will multiply in the lives of Nigerians and in the life of the nation. He asked that Almighty Allah accept the worship and sacrifices of the faithful and continue to bless Nigeria abundantly. However, the Sultan of Sokoto, Sa'ad Abubakar, has urged Nigerians to pray for their leaders as the nation grapples with various challenges. Speaking after Eid prayers, he emphasized the need for citizens to support leadership efforts in overcoming national difficulties. While expressing concern over insecurity affecting several communities, he called on security agencies to intensify their efforts despite ongoing strides to restore peace and unity. The Sultan also encouraged Nigerians to embrace agriculture for economic self-reliance and urged them to take advantage of the wet season to ensure food security and national prosperity. He further extended his condolences to victims of the recent flood disaster in Mokwa, Niger State, which claimed numerous lives. In a similar development, the Christian Association of Nigeria described Eid-el-Kabir as a time to spread joy, foster unity, and uphold peace and respect across all faiths. In a statement signed by its president, Archbishop Daniel Okoh, Khan highlighted that the faith and obedience of Abraham, revered as Prophet Ibrahim, teach values of sacrifice, love, and kindness shared by both Christians and Muslims. Okoh also expressed Khan's readiness to assist victims of the recent flood disaster in Niger, which claimed about 200 lives. He, however, assured collaboration with the government and other organizations to ensure aid reaches those in need. Finally, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, extended well wishes to the Muslim Ummah, expressing hope that Eid-el-Kabir fosters peace, love, and unity in the nation. In a statement, Akpabio emphasized the festival's teaching on sacrifice, compassion, and kindness, stressing that Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son, set a powerful reminder of obedience, faith, and selflessness. Acknowledging international challenges, he commended President Bola Tinubu's administration for its economic and fiscal reforms. He urged Nigerians to use the occasion to strengthen interfaith harmony and national unity, concluding with prayers for Allah's blessings, peace, and prosperity for the nation.
Thanks for watching us today and for joining us on our journey of enlightenment. Mokwa, your vehicle of enlightenment.